YouTube, what's up, man? It's your boy Addison, man. We back with another episode of NBA Chat. If y'all can see, I got the San Antonio jersey on, George Gervin. If you don't know who George Gervin is, I advise you to go back and watch basketball, man. The original Iceman. If you want to see Kevin Durant before Kevin Durant was Kevin Durant, go back and watch some clips of George Gervin. But in today's video, we're here to talk about the New York Knicks, man. Look, I know what y'all gonna say. The Knicks suck, the Knicks this and that. But hey, I'm here to actually kind of give you some little tidbits and as to why I feel like the New York Knicks can't compete for the Eastern Conference Championship. Look, I think they have three things right now that honestly could catapult them, and they honestly could pose real problems to Cleveland. Of course, Cleveland is the reigning NBA champion and also the Eastern Conference champion. So until somebody knocks them off, they will be number one. But here's three reasons why I feel like the New York Knicks can't actually do it. One, they have a hungry core. Two, they have their own version of the big three. Everybody has their own big three, right? Golden State with Steph, Clay, and KD. You have Cleveland with theirs, Kyrie, Kevin Love, and LeBron. You have all these different teams with their own version of the big three. And the Knicks quietly have their own version of the big three. They have Derrick Rose, Kristaps Porzingis, and Carmelo Anthony. And last but simply not least, there's only two teams in the East right now that's, in my mind, that's better than the New York Knicks. When they're healthy, when they have all their guys playing, there's only two teams in my mind. That's Cleveland and Toronto. But the first reason why I feel like they could potentially compete for Eastern Conference Finals is simply because of the fact they have a hungry core. Guys like Carmelo Anthony, Brandon Jennings, Derrick Rose, Kristaps Porzingis, Courtney Lee, Joakim Noah, Kyle O'Quinn, and just name Justin Holiday to name a few. A lot of these guys are starving to prove themselves, right? You have these guys who have been in situations where they just have up and down. Somebody like Derrick Rose, who's been in Chicago, and he just had an up and down career, can never just really just get his footing and just kind of get a grasp of the NBA, if you will. A guy like Joakim Noah, who's always been hurt, who's never really just been in there. When we did see Joakim Noah at his best, he didn't play bad. Of course, the Bulls didn't have a complete team around him in order to get it done now with the emergence of Jimmy Butler. But a guy like Brandon Jennings, who's kind of bounced around in the league, kind of went through his situation in Detroit, who really Detroit actually did him wrong and ended up trading him to Orlando. And then in Orlando, he just kind of at that point was really playing for Scott Skiles, who was his former coach for the Bucks, but kind of really get his footing and it ultimately ended up going into free agency and ended up signing with the Knicks. Courtney Lee, a guy who was on Charlotte, who's kind of bounced around from team to team to team, just trying to find his footing, just trying to find his place. So you have a lot of hungry guys on this New York Knicks team that honestly want to win. And I think they're all not young guys, but I think they're all sort of in that prime area, if you will. So it kind of gives them that advantage. The second reason, they have their own version of the big three. They have Derrick Rose, Kristaps Porzingis, and Carmelo Anthony. Derrick Rose right now is averaging 16.8 points a game. If y'all didn't know that, this season alone, he's averaging 16.8 points a game, which is great for Derrick Rose because I feel like he's finally on a team where he isn't the man, right? In Chicago, I feel like they wanted him. It was him and Jimmy Butler, and I feel like they wanted him to be the man, and I feel like they wanted him to do something that honestly Derrick Rose couldn't do. And this fits right perfectly on the New York Knicks team, right? Because you have two other guys in Kristaps Porzingis, who's averaging 20.8 points a game, and Carmelo Anthony, who's averaging 22, who can shoulder the load, if you will, right? So a guy like Carmelo Anthony, who doesn't have to score 30 a night for the Knicks to win, he has two other guys on his team, and also a solid bench, if you will. Justin Holiday, Brandon Jennings, Kyle O'Quinn, just to name a few. Willie Hernangomez, Courtney Lee also when he's playing. So you have a lot of different guys that kind of help this Knicks team, if you will. So in my mind, they have their own version of the big three, and I think their big three honestly competes with the likes of Cleveland, the likes of Toronto, the likes of Boston, Indiana, pretty much any team in the East, if you ask me. So with that being said, I think they have the pieces to do it. And last but simply not least, I feel like there's only two teams right now that's better than the Knicks, and that's Cleveland and Toronto. Of course, Cleveland being the reigning NBA champion, they're going to be automatically put in that category. But I think Toronto, just because of the fact that I think Toronto right now kind of find his groove, knows what to do, has made the proper adjustments this offseason in making sure that they can be able to compete this year for a championship. I think they went out and they did exactly what they were supposed to do. But looking at this Knicks team and watching them, I really think they have a solid shot. Like I said, it's going to come down to those three guys staying healthy, Derrick Rose staying healthy throughout the season, Carmelo Anthony staying healthy throughout the season, Kristaps Porzingis, and then those guys around him. Brandon Jennings come off that bench, Kyle O'Quinn, Joakim Noah is going to be I feel like it's going to be the X factor in a lot of series and a lot of different matchups because he poses a lot of problems for guys. He's not the Joakim Noah of old, of course, from Florida and, of course, from his younger days with the Bulls, but I feel like Joakim Noah can still give you production and still give you quality minutes if, in fact, you do use him, in my mind, the way he should be used. But with that being said, I feel like the Knicks have what it takes to get it done. Like I said, they're slow. Their guys have been injured, so they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to piece guys that together, trying to do different lineups, and Hornacek's doing a great job of trying to galvanize and get these guys to play together. As y'all know, I was very hard on Phil Jackson and very hard on that triangle offense, but slowly but surely, I'm starting to believe that you kind of have the pieces to make a run at it. So, if in fact you agree or if in fact you disagree, put it in the comment section down below. Please follow us on Twitter at NBA Chat TV. Also, if you would be so kind to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next video, until next time, it's your boy Addison.